How much money do you think you've lost gambling?
That's a hard topic because if you say a number, the scale doesn't make sense,
8
right?
figures or 9 figures?
The loss is over 100 million. But that... Do I have to go in the semantics? Nah. I'm a DJ gambler. It's gambling, so the pays are really high. I'm dumb, okay? So yeah. I gamble a lot. So yeah, the loss...
Does it make you happy?
Well, it makes me happy sometimes.
Would you call yourself addicted to gambling?
I hate that word because of how misused it is. I'm as addicted as I addicted to other things. It's like, it's the same thing.
You would say it's the same as like Minecraft speedrunning.
Well, because it's like I have addiction in my life currently that are a lot more damaging to me than this addiction, if that makes sense. At the time, I used to have like $150 total net worth sometimes, right? 20 bucks, like 1/6. That'd be like if I gamble like 10 mil a day.
When you used to go on those days when you would go for 20s and stuff, like were you upset when you would lose a 20, or was it just like...
Well, of course, otherwise you wouldn't gamble, right? Because otherwise you could go anywhere else.
Yeah, I think you're addicted.
Alright.
Technically, you could like bet like 20 bucks, but that should be boring. Also, Eddie would probably cut your ass off.
Yo, worry about your self, bitch. Worry about your
I'm not worrying about you. I'm trying to make a combo.
Holy bitch. Everything in every game to gamble is... Every game I play, all I do is gamble. Dude, GTA, I gamble. Kevin Simulator, I spend the whole game gambling. Everywhere I go, I just gamble. Dude, I just gamble. I gamble. Dude, that's all I do. I enjoy it. I think it's fun. I'm addicted. I have one of the biggest, most...
In November 2024, on Logan Paul's podcast, xQc was asked how much money he had lost gambling over his career. He said, with some reluctance, the number was close to the low 9 figures. Low 9 figures. That is at minimum $100 million. Lost. Gambling.
How much money do you think you've lost gambling?
That's a hard topic because if you say a number, the scale doesn't make sense,
8
right?
figures or 9 figures?
The loss is over 100 million. But that... Do I have to go in the semantics? Nah. I'm a DJ gambler. It's gambling, so the pays are really high. I'm dumb, okay? So yeah.
Does it
I gamble a lot.
happy?
So yeah, the loss...
Does it make you happy?
Well, it makes me happy sometimes.
And here's the part that makes that number even more staggering. He makes somewhere between $15 and $20 million a year. He signed a $100 million deal with Kick in 2023. He earned $6,000 a day just from Twitch ads alone. And he has still somehow lost $100 million gambling. But the gambling is actually not even the most complicated part of xQc's story. Because before the money, before Kick, before the lawsuits, before the relationships that collapsed on camera, there was a kid from Quebec who got kicked out of the Overwatch League and thought his career was over. This is the complete story of xQc, and I promise you, it is wilder than you think. Félix Lengyel was born on November 12, 1995, in Laval, Quebec, Canada. He is of Hungarian descent, and growing up he was a serious competitive gamer, specifically in Overwatch, Blizzard's team-based hero shooter that launched in 2016. He was exceptionally good enough that in October 2016 he was recruited by Denial Esports, a prominent multi-game organization. Within months, he was winning tournaments. By October 2017, he had joined the Dallas Fuel, one of the founding teams of the Overwatch League, the first major franchised esports league in history. Getting into the Overwatch League was the dream. It was the peak of competitive Overwatch, and xQc had made it. He was 22 years old. He had a professional team, a salary, a platform. Everything was ahead of him. And then, almost immediately, it started to fall apart. xQc's tenure with the Dallas Fuel lasted 1 season, and that 1 season contained enough controversy to fill several careers. In January 2018, just days into the Overwatch League's inaugural season, he was fined $2,000 and banned for 4 games for directing a homophobic slur at a fellow competitor named Muma during a match. He came back from that suspension. Then in March 2018, he received a second suspension, this time for using the tryhard7 emote on the official Overwatch League broadcast in a way that was widely interpreted as racially insensitive. The Dallas Fuel had seen enough. On March 11, 2018, they released him from the team. xQc later said in a 2026 interview with Dexerto that getting kicked out felt like the end of everything. Quote, "I didn't know what I was going to do." He described Overwatch as everything to him at that point. Losing the league felt like losing his credibility overnight. But here's the thing about being fired publicly from a major esports league at 22 years old. It gets you attention. And xQc, with nothing left to lose, turned that attention into something. He started streaming. Really streaming. Full-time, all in, with the same unfiltered personality that had caused all his problems in the league. And it turned out, that personality was exactly what what Twitch audiences wanted. After leaving Dallas Fuel, xQc joined esports organizations, Sentinels, and then Luminosity Gaming as a variety content creator. But more importantly, he streamed constantly, obsessively. Everything from Overwatch to GTA roleplay to reaction content to whatever game was trending that week. By May 2019, he was one of the most prominent variety streamers on Twitch. By December 2019, less than 2 years after being fired from the Overwatch League, he was Twitch's most watched streamer. Let that land for a second. The same person who had been publicly dismissed from professional esports for conduct issues was now the single most watched streamer on the biggest streaming platform in the world. He collected bans along the way, a brief one in 2019 for accidentally streaming explicit content, a 7-day suspension in 2020 for stream sniping during a Twitch Rivals tournament, but none of them slowed him down. In April 2022, during Reddit's r/place event, where users competed to color pixels on a giant canvas, xQc targeted a My Little Pony art piece. The backlash was immediate and intense. He received more death threats in 1 hour than in his previous 6 years of streaming combined. He broke his Twitch viewership record in the same session, peaking at over 293,000 concurrent viewers. That moment is very xQc. Controversy and record viewership arriving simultaneously, the chaos and the audience feeding each other in a loop that has defined his entire career. In 2022, xQc began streaming gambling content seriously, specifically casino slots, sponsored by Stake.com, a crypto gambling platform, and the numbers he was wagering on stream were staggering. By mid-2025, according to reporting on his Stake.com activity, xQc had wagered $3.6 billion on the platform, $3.6 billion, with 90% of those wagers resulting in losses, particularly brutal months, like November 2023, and saw $15 million lost in a single month. Now, there's an important nuance here that gets lost in headlines. A significant portion of xQc's gambling on stream was done with what is known as house money, funds provided by Stake as part of his sponsorship deal, reportedly worth $200,000 per stream. So, not all of those losses came directly from his own pocket. But in November 2024, on Logan Paul and MrBeast's Impulsive podcast, xQc was asked directly about his personal gambling losses. He said the number was close to the low 9 figures, approximately $100 million of his own money lost. He earns enough to absorb that.
How much money do you think you've lost gambling?
That's a hard topic because if you say a number, the scale doesn't make sense.
8
right?
figures or 9 figures?
The loss is over 100 million. But that... Do I have to go in the semantics of it? Nah. I'm a DJ gambler. It's gambling, so the pays are really high. I'm dumb, okay? So yeah.
Does it
I gamble a lot.
happy?
So yeah, the loss
Does it make you happy?
Well, it makes me sometimes.
His kick deal alone was worth $100 million. His annual earnings in 2024 were reported at $36 million. The gambling losses have not made him poor, but they have made him controversial in a way that goes beyond just personal finance. Because while xQc was one of the biggest gambling streamers on Twitch, he was exposing his audience, which skews heavily young, to hours of casino content every week.
Okay. Yeah, so... at least we can never to quit. There's not anything to do. Imagine being addicted. Yeah, like I said, I don't mind saying it. Everything that I got out of it, I lost it. I literally got lucky at the end, and it's why I'm quitting. Like I generally feel like I'm slightly, if not moderately, addicted, and it's really bad. And I hope that anybody who started Gamba is gonna quit. And I'm sorry for for hardcore exposing it to people, even though I give the some warnings. It's still not enough. I know it's an addicting thing, and people should quit Gamba while they can. I feel like even if you're not like quitting while you're ahead, even if you're not ahead, I should still quit because if it goes down and even more, I mean, you know how it is. Okay.
When Sliker, another streamer, was exposed for scamming fans and close friends out of $200,000 to fund a gambling addiction, the community erupted. Pokimane and other major streamers demanded Twitch ban gambling content entirely. Twitch buckled and implemented a gambling ban in August 2022. xQc had already admitted he had what he called a gambling addiction. He said he would quit. He expressed guilt about the influence his streams might have had on younger viewers.
What more can I do? What am I gonna do? You shouldn't gamble on stream. You shouldn't do it. We've known this. I said it.
Oh, what is that?
Don't do it. I'm sorry for doing it. I'm genuinely sorry that I gambled on stream. Okay? I wish I could take it back. I can't. I'm trying to move on. Okay? All I'm trying to do now. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I understand I have influence. I try my best to fucking to say, don't do this, don't do that. Okay? Motherfucker. I literally go out of the way to tell you not to do it. I do it because I can afford it and I enjoy it. And I think it's content. It is a trifecta. I think it's content. I enjoy doing it. And if I lose, I can afford it to a certain degree. End of story. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. So in this root argument, why were people not mad when I said, guys, drink Bacardi, fucking hard liquor, and get fucked up and get drunk? That's bad too. Yet nobody cared.
Then, 10 months later, he was back, gambling again. This time sponsored, he said, which he used to justify the return.
Everybody threw us all under the bus when the chips were down. Everybody turned on us. I was a bunch of bitches. But when some streamers and some other ones, oh guys, I'm gonna gamble. I'm thinking about gambling. All the comments, everybody flips like, oh dude, if it was that much money, you know, I would do it too. I respect this guy. People are selectively choosing and picking who they back up. If your whole motive and whatever is behind morals and ethics, you can't pick and choose. It's black or white or wrong. And I got fucking mauled. At the end of the day, I was like, dude, I'm just gonna gamble. End of story. Literally, I will just do what I enjoy doing. End of story.
The community's reaction was predictable, and the gambling debate that xQc sat at the center of became one of the defining conversations in streaming in 2022 and 2023. Alongside the gambling, the other defining storyline of xQc's public life has been his relationship and brutal, very public breakup with fellow streamer Samantha Lopez, known online as Adept. They began dating in 2019. They confirmed the relationship publicly in March 2021. They broke up in August 2021, reconciled, then split permanently in September of 2022. xQc said he felt forced to cut ties because Adept did not get along with his brother. What followed was one of the messiest, most drawn-out public separations in streaming history. Adept made serious allegations against xQc on stream, including accusations of sexual assault and emotional abuse. xQc denied all of them. Adept then filed for divorce, claiming they had entered a common law marriage in Texas, meaning a marriage recognized by the state without a formal ceremony. xQc denied the marriage had ever been real. The legal battles that followed stretched across multiple courts and multiple years. In December 2023, xQc announced on stream that a Texas court had found the alleged common law marriage invalid and found no instances of abuse. He said he had won everything. Then in October 2024, Adept filed a new $10 million lawsuit, this time in California. The new filing included a domestic violence allegation and claims that xQc's followers and editors had been defaming, targeting, and harassing her. xQc on stream called it a repeat of the same allegations that had already been dismissed. After the breakup with Adept, xQc's relationships moved fast and publicly. A brief relationship with streamer Nixie lasted 16 days. A relationship with a streamer named Fran ended when she revealed on stream that xQc had cheated, and he confirmed this when she brought him on her channel. In June 2024, he began a relationship with Bliss, another Twitch streamer, who described it as the best relationship she had ever been in. Through all of it, the allegations, the court cases, the public admissions, xQc kept streaming. Every development played out in front of millions of viewers. The personal and the professional have never been separate in xQc's world. In June 2023, xQc shocked the streaming industry by signing a deal with Kick, Twitch's main rival, reportedly worth $100 million over 2 years. Non-exclusive, meaning he could still stream on Twitch as well. The deal was one of the largest in streaming history, and it signaled something important, that Kick, backed by gambling platform Stake, was willing to spend at a level that could genuinely compete with Twitch for top talent. xQc has continued streaming across both platforms into 2026. He is 30 years old, having turned 30 on November 12th, 2025. He averages 10,000 viewers per stream, sometimes significantly more. Forbes ranked him 28th on their top creators list in 2024. His estimated net worth sits between $50 and $100 million depending on the source. He has also kept accumulating bans, 5 documented Twitch bans across his career for explicit content, stream sniping, copyright violations, and other infractions. Twitch has always reinstated him. His audience has always returned. And the gambling continues. Despite the public admissions of addiction, despite the stated guilt about younger viewers, despite Twitch's ban on gambling content, which xQc navigates by primarily gambling on Kick, where the restrictions do not apply. In March 2025, at iShowSpeed's football tournament in London, xQc collapsed after roughly 40 seconds of physical activity. He was found hunched over, telling streamer Stable Ronaldo that his lungs tasted like blood. He attributed it to poor sleep, dehydration, and years of physical inactivity from streaming. 2 days later, he played goalkeeper at the Sidemen charity match.
Hold on. It's not my first time. Can the Ween please stand up?
Jason the Ween against xQc. It's prime Barclays. Here we go. Oh my word! What a save! xQc! The training was worth it, my son.
Anyone who saw him in the previous years thought that was going to be an easy goal. xQc says nay.
I think that's actually a great save, and I'll tell you what it is.
Incredible.
That's karma, because that never should have been a pen. Let's be honest. Look at him. He got in the head. That's actually not a bad save.
Tell you what,
It's not an awful pen either.
xQc, his real name is Felix.
That image, collapsing from physical exertion, then playing football 2 days later, is probably the most complete summary of xQc that exists. The chaos does not stop. It just continues. Here's what I keep coming back to when I think about xQc's career as a whole. He has been fired from a professional esports team. He has admitted to a gambling addiction. He has lost $100 million. He has been through years of very public legal battles. He has been banned from Twitch 5 times. He has cheated on a partner, admitted it on camera, and moved to the next relationship. Any one of those things would be the defining moment of most people's careers. For xQc, they are footnotes. And his audience, like tens of millions of followers across platforms, has stayed through all of it. Not despite the chaos, because of it. That tells you something real about what streaming audiences actually want. And it is not the clean, polished, brand-safe version of a person. It is the unfiltered, sometimes self-destructive, always honest version. xQc has never pretended to be something he is not. He admits when he fails. He keeps going. Whether that is admirable or concerning probably depends on which part of his story you focus on. The gambling is genuinely troubling, not because of his personal losses, but because of the millions of young viewers who watched him lose that money for entertainment and may have taken something from that experience that was not good for them. But the career arc itself, a kid from Quebec who got fired from his dream job at 22, turned the embarrassment into the most watched channel on Twitch, signed a $100 million deal, and is still going at 30. That is one of the most improbable success stories in the history of the internet. The question is whether the success justifies everything that came with it. I genuinely do not think there is a clean answer to that. xQc is still streaming, still gambling, still one of the biggest names on the internet, and still, somehow, only 30 years old. I want to know where you land on this one, because I think the xQc story is genuinely one of the most complicated in streaming. Is he a cautionary tale about addiction and the price of internet fame? Or is he proof that if you are genuinely yourself on camera, chaos and all, the audience will follow you anywhere? Or both? Drop your honest take in the comments. And if you want every major streamer story covered with this level of depth, subscribe. I will see you in the next one.